Good morning! I look like a ghost. I think it's because everything's black behind me. I am at Didcot railway station car park. I am sat in my husband's new car. And it's Yarnporium day! Yay! So I'm going to take you along with me. I don't know what they're doing over there. This car park's been a work in progress for about 5,000 years. I don't even think the walkway over to the station is done yet. And it's just ridiculous, it's taking forever. Anyway, you don't need to know about my rantabout. And that might be a train to London that's just going past me. They're every 10 minutes from Didcot, so it's fine. I have just stopped at Costa. So my first seasonal paper cup. I am under strict instructions in this car not to eat or drink. So I am going to take my croissant and my hot chocolate and I'm going to eat and drink them on the walk to the station. Just for you, Chris. Yes, there will be no crumbs in this car. So I have my breakfast. I'm gonna try and vlog on my phone while I'm travelling, but if not, then you'll see me at Yarnporium. Yeah, see you in a bit.
I don't know one thing though, I have a twisty screen, I don't know why You're alright. I'm gonna get your head. Without singing, I need to do it without singing. No pressure. Perfect, thank you. This is why I have a twisted screen. I knew! And she's... Oh. Corinne hasn't come back yet.
Oh, the top? Is it a sponsor? Yeah, so it's...
So, I am going to show you, I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to show you what's in my bag. So what I took in my handbag to London, because when you are going on public transport, you don't particularly want to slough about loads of stuff, but I wanted to bring some essentials. And then I'm going to show you what I bought. Yeah, it was such a fab day. It was so nice. I went with a couple of things that I definitely wanted to have a look at / buy, but then it wasn't about like quantity today, it was about quality, and also about catching up with people and meeting people that I'd only met online. Sorry, I've got my little mini charger because my camera's about to run out of juice, so I'm kind of holding it behind with like 2 fingers. So yeah, it was actually a really easy journey today. So I got on an 8:55 train from Didcot. It took me about 15-20 minutes to drive there. Got into Paddington 40 minutes later. Got the Bakerloo line down to Embankment and walked the 15 minutes from there to Central Hall, Westminster, avoiding all the crowds. I think I've put some footage at the top of this, showing them, because I walked along the embankment, so I have some footage of the Millennium Wheel and Westminster Bridge and stuff. Oh, and it's not Big Ben, it's the tower in which Big Ben sits, and I can never remember what it's called. I'll put it here. That's covered in scaffolding at the moment and everyone's really unhappy because you can't see the clocks. But never mind. So, I took my Kate Spade bag. I love this thing, it's like the TARDIS, with me today. And in it I have my Bose headphones. These are over-ear headphones. They're wireless and I love them. And they, I was listening to podcasts all the way there. So I was listening to Faye's most recent, so Crochet Circle podcast. The most recent episode, I was also listening to the last 2 Knit More Girls podcasts, because they do those weekly, and I don't have time to listen to the audio podcast weekly. And then I think I listened to Knit British's, Knit British, her kind of update. Okay, next one. I have the Knit British canvas bag, which I didn't use. I took 2 canvas bags, I only used 1. My giant purse, which still has money in it, mainly because I used a credit card and will put this money back into my bank and pay my credit card off. A drink. I love Orangina. Who else loves Orangina? I love it. Glass bottles though, I don't particularly like the plastic bottles. Glass bottles are the best for Orangina. My Treasure Island shawl. I actually went to This Is Knit, and the lady who runs Townhouse Yarns, who's the sister of the woman who owns This Is Knit, was there, so that was really nice to show her my Tits Out collective in a shawl, all made up. My dot bag, which has got my Cha-Cha chevron socks in it. This is my lightest project and I wanted to not carry too much. My Prism fingerless mitts. I love these. These are a Moogly pattern. I think they're called the Ups and Downs mitts. They're fabulous. This is Aran weight and it's chunky as it's beautiful. Sunglasses. Use that in my when I was driving to and from. And my fabulous little Cath Kidston umbrella. That's pretty much all that's in. Yeah, I had a croissant on the way home. That's pretty much all that was in there, apart from like the usual toiletries, cream, hand cream, lip balm, all that sort of stuff. So that was what I carried in my bag today. I'm going to repack it and then I'll be back with my acquisition. Okay, right, I've just finished my Orangina as well. So in my, and it's totally dirty. I filled my Stitch Your Tees Yarnivore bag. So let's start with Stitch Your Tees. So I'm holding you at arm's length, so we'll see if this actually works. So I had pre-ordered a sweater from Charlie and Vicky. It doesn't want to come out. Let me unpack this bag while I'm talking to you. I'd pre-ordered a sweatshirt. So I have a grey marled sweatshirt with a ball of yarn and a crochet hook already in a medium size, and I really like it. It fits really well. It's got just the right amount of slouch without being too massive, but I actually wanted a massive one as well to just kind of wear with skinny jeans and leggings and something that's a bit oversized. So I bought a large size as well, and I got so it came, so they had it waiting for me with my name on it. I bought a black on black crocheter, but in the flocking, yeah, with the flocking. So I don't know if you'll be able to see. Yeah, there we go. So it's the flocking print rather than the kind of the usual method that they've got of adding letters. So it's feely, which does mean every time I see someone and then they want to know what it is, I may have people stroking my chest, but that's fine. Getting the word out about Stitch Your Tees. So yeah, it's a black jumper with crocheter black flocking on it, and that I had pre-ordered, and they had it ready for me. In fact, I was the last person to pick up because I took my time getting to them. Then the next place, well, actually no, I went to some other places first. The first place I purchased from was RiverKnits, and it's technically not a RiverKnits purchase. I bought a Hyejin RiverKnits exclusive bag. Now this thing is pricey, but well, you know, the people who've been with me since my plan days, if these people, I don't know if you actually watched that, if you have been watching me for a long time, since the plan days, and you're still watching my Yarny posts, comment below, because that'd be really nice to hear. But anyway, this smells amazing. So all that time I was like, oh, leather with my planners. This is, oh, it's beautiful. Anyway, so this is Hyejin new Sherman is behind that, and this is a part leather, part canvas project bag, and it's got the RiverKnits emblem gold leafed on it, which is just awesome. So it's a kind of a tan leather, and then you've got the natural leather on the strapping to close it, and also on the handle. This handle does come off if you want it to, and then it is a navy blue, let's open this, it's a navy blue canvas roll top, and it's actually massive. And I was carrying this around the show, filling it with stuff, basically. So the next place I went, and this was in my project bag, was I had spoken to Verity I'd commented on Truly Hooked Verity's posts about what she was taking to Yarnporium, and I said, are you taking the River Trio? And she was. And she actually put them in, she was selling them as a trio. Excuse the crinkling. So these are from this one. This is Rambling River, middle one's Riverbed, and the last one's Pebble Dash. And I saw these when she released them, and I said, that's a Crochet My Fade, or that's a fade of some description. So I've bought the Crochet Your Fade, or Crochet My Fade pattern, and if you go to Lisa Raspberry Crochet on Instagram, she has done a Crochet Your Fade, and it's beautiful and massive, and I want to make it out of that. So this is going to go, well, it's going to go in the freezer first, and it's going to go in my stash, and it's going to be with Crochet Your Fade sometime next year. So my plan is that one of my New Year projects will be this shawl. Basically, I think I'm going to have two shawls on the go, which is going to be Vertices Unite and that one, and they're going to be my interchangeable knitting or crochet projects. I then went to, I'm trying to think where else. So no, I'm not going to do it in order. I went to Stitch, so we went into the indie. So those were the two purchases I made before lunch, and then we went for, so it was me, Flik of Flik Merison, and Corinne, who is Celapes on Instagram. I'll put everyone's Instagram handles down in the down bar. We went to find some lunch, so we went to the cafe downstairs, and it was quite early, so I think it was like 11:45, and they hadn't started serving lunch yet, so we went to Pret. While we were down in the cafe, in the queue, we didn't go and say hello to them, were Amy from Stranded and Ellie from Skein-Deer. But I think they were looking a little bit like they needed coffee, so we were like, we're not gonna go and talk to them. We did, however, go and have a chat with, oh, and I'm going to forget her name. She's Dunderknit on Instagram. Let me find her, because I find it quite rude when you don't say someone's actual real name. She was lovely, though. We went and chatted to her. She was at the Sue Stratford stand. She wasn't. Caroline, that's her name. She was at the people that do all the beautiful cards. They were down the edge of the stage from Garthnor. You'll have seen them in the footage that I filmed just now. It was a really well set out venue. Apart from around where Faye was, Knit It, Hook It, and the people next door to her, it didn't feel as if there was enough room in the kind of little aisle between her and the people opposite her. But that's really the only complaint I had. It was actually a really well set out event. So yeah, we went to Pret and I had meatballs, and then we just kind of wandered. So we went into the indie maker lounge room, and we went and had a chat with the girls from... Oh, the girls who've just come out with, they're American yarn company that have just come out with the yarn called Germantown. They were on the same stand as Tribe, and I want to go and see Tribe. So Flik and I have already said we're organising a New Year trip to Tribe in Richmond. And then we also, well, Stitch Tees were next to them. We went, Vicky from West Green Loft Yarns was there. There were a load of people, it was great. Trevor and Wool were there. Knit for Peace were there in that little room. It was very warm in that little room, but it was nice to see all kind of the smaller indie makers. Then we went back and had another wander around the main room. I went to Faye's stand, so Knit It Hook It, and I bought the paper copy of Mini Mania, which is her stripy mini skein pattern. She uses RiverKnits minis, and I've got a lot of minis already in my stash, so I'm going to use some other ones, but her way of doing the jogless stripes is amazing, so I bought that. I also bought some more craft worthy tags, and I bought some, these are all in my project bag, my new project bag, very new. Here we go. Some stitch markers. So these are, sorry about the glare. These are all different types of, and they're manufactured and packaged in the UK, and they are different, I like fabric, I think, place markers. They're four different sizes. Yeah, they're four different sizes, so yeah, they're just really quite cool, and they're quite thin as well, so they shouldn't get in the way too easily. So yeah, that's what I got from Knit It Hook It. We went and squished her two Aria 4-ply shawls. We also went and squished the DK crocheted Aria, which was on the RiverKnits stand. So there's that one. Then a bit more wandering around, and we went to, and I cannot remember who it was, but it's the guys that sell all the American yarn, and I bought this gradient pack of well, they're kind of minis, aren't they? From, now it's called Wonderland Yarn. Actually, it's hand dyed by Frabjous Fibres, and it's their Mad Hatter set of sport weight yarn. I just love it. It's called Breakfast Tea, these colourways, and actually this middle one, you could buy that separately as well, and it's called Blueberry Tart. So I got this because I think these would go really well with the set of sport weight minis I got from the Yarn Badger. Yeah, the Yarn Badger from Yarndale. And I think potentially I might have to buy like a 50-gram skein of some more 100% wool sport weight yarn. But I think that'll make a really fab fade jumper for me. And I'll probably make it up as I go along using the Strange Brew book as a guide, basically. There's a couple of sport weight jumpers in there, so I think if I just follow the recipe for the construction without doing the colour work, or I could do the colour work to be honest, and then just do the fade for the rest of the jumper, I don't know. But I've got the resources, I just need to work it out a little bit of how I do it. But I think I may need another 50 grams. This is all American, so it's all in ounces and yards. But let me show you the... Okay. So yeah, that's going in the freezer. That's the only yarn I bought. Was those two, and I think that's it. I got a present from Flik. Dark chocolate Dunnock's tea cake. I've not seen these. Obviously there is a gap there. I had one on the train home. They're fab. It's amazing the difference that dark chocolate makes to a snack. Anyway, so there's that one. I think that's my... This thing is amazing. Now, I'm going to turn you around to open it. Ooh, now can you see in there? Let's get this. Oh, Purlescence have an open day. In there is a Oh yeah. Is a pocket which is stitched onto it. So it's a leather pocket that's stitched onto it. So there's it's got a flap as well. Oh, this isn't. So you've got a little pocket there, and then you've got a pocket behind it as well. There's also a place marker holder as well. It's just fab. What was brilliant is New actually. So there was about 4 of these left on the RiverKnits stand, and I went, New, can you pick me out the one that you think's the best? And she's such a harsh critic of herself. Anyway, so that's that, and then you can blame New for this as well. I was looking at the Purlescence stand, and Purlescence do chow goose. Purlescence are literally down the road from me, and hilariously, the guy who runs it lives in my town. Literally, like, he was like, "Oh, I live on this road." What? So I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm opposite where they're building by the cricket pitch." It was just weird. Small world. Anyway, I had enough cash left to buy the small set of interchangeable needles, and New came over and went, no, you're getting the complete set. Get your credit card out and get the complete set. So yeah, some of next month's pocket money is going on this because I got the Chalgrue red lace twist complete set. This has been on my Christmas list, so I need to take it off my Christmas list. But yeah, I've wanted these forever. Well, not forever. For about as long as I've been knitting, but I've kind of was like, no, go for the cost-effective hires. Find out if you actually want to knit. I love knitting, so that's what I bought. Right, next thing, the last thing I've got. Oh, I went to these guys. I didn't buy anything, but this is Woolly Originals, and they knit on their vintage knitting machines these beautiful fabrics, and then they make them into project bags, and they're really good price, like a decent, like, 1 skein project bag, maybe even 2 skein project bag was 30 quid. And they use Jacob. No, they use Jameson. They use Jameson yarn to make them up, and they were really cool. But none of the patterns really spoke to me, so I'm going to have a look on their website and see what they look like. And then we did a lot more pottering. We went and had a cup of tea. I'll post a picture of a photo that that was mine and Corinne's bags on the floor while we went to have a cup of tea, which was huge. And then we were hanging around the Knit-A-Hook-It stand, and then the guys at John Arbon, who were next door, wanted to go and have a tea break or a loo break or whatever, so we said, we'll stay and we'll make sure that everything's okay. And I thought, you know what, I actually want a shade card for Knit by Numbers, John Arbon. So they had 1 left. So when they came back, I was like, where would you find the shade cards? So I've got all the shades for Knit by Numbers. For this is on DK, but it's the same for 4x or DK, which is £10, which they do it by hand, these shade cards, so actually I think that's a pretty damn good value. So that is those are my acquisitions from Yarnporium. It was a fabulous day. I am now, it is 9 o'clock? Let's have a look. 9:05 on Saturday night, so I'm now going to watch Strictly. I am going to work on my add-along sweater, which I was hoping would be done by Yarnporium. It was not. It's like just below bust level now, but it's going along great guns. I'm really pleased. I really love how the construction basically, once you've done the yoke, you've also done the sleeves. I think that's awesome. But that's for a podcast in the future, which hopefully won't be too far away. I did do one this week and it was garbage, and I did one last week and it was garbage. So I'm going to try again next week and we'll see what happens. But anyway, thank you for coming along with me today. I feel like actually this bit has been longer than the rest of the video, but that's what we do. I'm a talker. And I will see you very soon. Bye!